you know what I'm saying, of prostitutes. He was found guilty of indulging in prostitutes. You know, it's crazy because you would think that should be some state shit, not no federal stuff, right? But it happened. You know what I'm saying? They was looking to get him on a Rico. And if people don't know, if they would have got him on a Rico, as far as his money, his influence, all that shit would have been taken away. You know what I'm saying? He probably would have had to start back from ground zero. But fortunately for him, he didn't have to see them charges. They found him not guilty. So in a sense, he still got his money, right? So we got a lot going on today. I'm gonna definitely drop the link so people can pop up on the live, man, and speak their truth. Let us know what y'all think, because a lot of people been saying a lot of things about P. Diddy since he been locked up, you know, from celebrities, from spectators, from people like me, bloggers. And now that we got this whole situation going on where we know the outcome and everything is done, that's one of the reasons why I didn't really too much indulge in it, because, you know, I definitely was a supporter of P. Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But what I can't support is the R word, you know what I'm saying, sex trafficking, you know, they doing these unseen forsaken acts. You know what I'm saying? These are the type of things that I'm not gonna promote. I'm not even gonna take a stance on when it comes to, oh well, maybe this person is not guilty or guilty. I'm gonna wait for it to play out in court. And we did that. So we here now. You know what I'm saying? Right now, in the next, I say 20 minutes, they supposed to come back and let us know if P. Diddy can come home tonight. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely been a situation when it comes to culture, pop culture, hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? Because Diddy just not entwined with hip hop, he's entwined with pop culture. You know what I'm saying? And y'all don't know what pop culture is. That all that means is just popular. You know what I mean? So it could be hip hop, it could be R&B, it can be whatever is popular, it becomes pop culture. So with that being said, we're gonna get into some things, man. And one of the things I want to play first is like, this was Diddy before this shit even hit, right? He chilling with Obama. Diddy chilling with.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this. But this is part of what is important about giving back.
We applaud you, and I want to apologize for not sweating, but I do this so much. I'm so cool. I just want y'all to see everybody I'm interviewing is sweating. I'm not even touching my brow. I'm so cool, and I want to apologize. I ain't trying to make you look bad or nothing like that, but I'm just so cool. We
T-shirt. I tell you, if he was wearing one of those fancy designer clothes he's designing, he'd be sweating just like me.
Yeah.
So y'all heard that, right? That's President Obama. You know what I'm saying? Happy to be around that man. You know what I'm saying? Happy that he had to vote for, I think it was either the vote for change or vote or die at that time, right? And me personally, I believe that's probably the reason that the Homeland Security was involved in that raid, because I believe that it was probably a phone call made once he got wind of the people are actually coming after him. He probably was on these phone calls saying like, look, if I'm going down, these other individuals going down. And I'm not talking about President Obama. I don't think that he had any involvement in anything like this, but you're talking about Diddy being connected to senators, mayors, you know what I'm saying, congressmen, whole lot of politicians, you know what I'm saying? Even the president that we got now, you know what I'm saying, Donald Trump, he's connected to him. So who knows what he probably meant when he would say some things of, if look, if I go down, they going down. That's a form of national security. They got to go see what's going on with this man, right? So that was just one thing, right? So it's a whole lot of shit going on with Diddy today. And Cassie Ventura, we're going to talk about her, man, in just a minute, man. But let me pull up a few more things. Where is it at? See this video right here. They like he deserved to rot in hell from that video. I'm not even gonna play that video. I'm trying to look for something. Got a lot of fight shit going on. Courtroom sketches. So this picture right here, as y'all can see, this is supposed to be courtroom sketches of when they found that verdict, right? Out of the 5 charges, they found him guilty on 2. And they saying that this is Diddy right here, right? He broke down to his knees, man. Everybody hugging. He broke down to his knees because he knew if he get that Rico, he was cooked. He was very cooked, man. And let me pull up Sean G too, man. Sean G. We got the people in the building right now. We got Clubhouse with us. I'm gonna drop that link in a minute. Yo, Clubhouse, y'all got anything to comment on when it comes to what I'm talking about?
Got something to say. I want to ask.
Go ahead.
So, with Diddy having connections with presidents and people wanting him to campaign for them, be a spokesperson and be, you know what I'm saying, be a brand ambassador for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't this make him look like a solid individual? He didn't turn on. He didn't call not one name. Nobody. He ain't mentioned Oprah. He ain't mentioned nobody. He didn't call nobody.
Right.
He held that shit down like you supposed to.
Yeah.
And fought his way out of that motherfucker. So I'm just thinking he's solid now.
Yeah, he definitely solid. And I think that the individuals that possibly thought that he was gonna go rogue or he speak on things that could have been just, you know what I'm saying, some BS, but at the end of the day, he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He ain't throw nobody under the bus. He kept it, you know what I'm saying, solid when it came down to it. So I definitely think that you got a point there. You know what I'm saying? He definitely kept it solid. And I think that that's being noted. That's being noted that he kept that shit solid.
Right. I think he got a family history of being solid, though. Now, I don't know about his father or whatever, but with his mom seen a lot. He had to see a lot with his own mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. She probably told that nigga keep your fucking mouth shut. Cause she about that life.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that Mama Combs
To return.
She definitely was like that. But let me play a little bit of Sean G, man. Shout out Sean G, the podcast of soul. You know what I'm saying? I think he about to be on Academics with Lauren. You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna be dope. And actually, Sean is one of the reasons why I started looking at this case differently, because I thought that some of the stuff that they was portraying on social media was true. And day after day, they never brung it up. Day after day. So let me play a little bit of Sean G, man, so y'all can understand what's going on.
10/16, the jury passed the note. The judge brought the jury out. The judge asked the deputy to get the note from the jury, give it to him. Yeah. Yeah, not guilty. Be Rico. No Rico, no sex trafficking, guilty of prostitution.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
The judge read the verdict sheet, gave the verdict sheet back to the jury, asked the foreman of the jury. Everybody stood up. The overflow courtroom was packed. Standing room only, standing in the back, kneeling on the floor, sitting on the floor. Marshall in the overflow telling everybody to shut up and be quiet. The judge said, all rise. The judge turned to the foreman of the jury and asked them, what's your verdict on count 1? The dude hollered back, not guilty on Rico. The judge checked back with him, says, what about count 2? SCX trafficking and Cassie.
foreman of the jury said not guilty. The judge stopped back at him, says, what about the transportation to engage in the selling of person? The jury foreman said guilty. As to count 4, SEX trafficking of Jane Doe, what's your verdict? Not guilty.
Hey, Las Vegas homeowner, did you know that if your solar panels were installed between January
Oh, shit, I think I'm on the wrong account.
SEX selling of the body for Jane Doe, guilty. Puffy
Shout
beat
out
the feds
Sean G, man.
on a Rico, which carried a life sentence. Puffy beat the feds on SEX trafficking, which carried a minimum of 20, maximum of life. He beat him. He took him to trial and he beat him. Straight up, fair and square. Even though they cheated. Even though they cheated. Even though they cheated. Even though they cheated. Even though they cheated.
He campaigning for show. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all believe that he cheated? That the federal government cheated in this
Oh,
case?
yeah, they cheated, nigga.
They
got
cheaters.
a high conviction rate. I ain't come there with your shit together. They cheated.
Mm-hmm.
They cheat all the time, Doc. I believe so. I would say I believe that.
Yeah. I believe they definitely had some coercion going on in this particular trial. You know what I'm saying? I definitely believe so.
Yep.
Even though the feds cheated, he beat him fair and square. He beat him fair and square. Tenny Garagos is crying. Tenny Garagos is crying. She blowing her nose, wiping her eyes. Tenny Garagos is crying.
They said not guilty.
Not guilty. Tenny Garagos was crying. Puffy looking over at the jury, doing this to all the jurors. Thank you. All Zone and Fitness. I got the best coffee in the world. My coffee the best. All Zone Fitness. Thank you for the super chat. Mark Agnifilo sitting on the corner. He chilling like Matt Dillon, ain't robbing, ain't stealing. He just sitting there like, yeah. Brian Steele over there posted up like this. Nicole Westmoreland sitting down right here. She just looking. Xavier Donaldson just looking. Jason Driscoll on the end. He looking. Alexander Shapiro over there. She looking. All of this, Anna Esteveo. She looking. All of the assistant U.S. attorneys is in the front. They just like head down, trying to write. Puffy beat the feds, man. Puffy took the feds to trial and beat them. Puffy beat the feds, man. The judge then told the jury that you don't have to abide by nothing that you have had to abide by for the last 7 weeks. You're free to do whatever you want. If you want to speak to the members of the press, just be mindful and careful of the privacy of your fellow jurors. You're free to leave.
So it's going to come out. It's going to come out, right? It's going to come out who said what and who did what when it comes to the jury. You know what I'm saying? That's going to definitely come out. And I definitely want to see that. You know what I'm saying? This case, this is like a Lifetime movie or you know what I'm saying, Netflix special. You know what I'm saying? This definitely going to go as a documentary, let alone maybe some sort of series that's acted out. You know, and shit, I'm here for it, y'all. I don't know about y'all. Y'all get in the comments and let me know. You know what I'm saying? Are you here for this as well? You know, are you looking forward to seeing what went on behind the scenes, the shit that we couldn't see? You know what I'm saying? And man, I'm just looking at this shit right now, man. Like, damn, Puffy did beat the feds, right? Go ahead.
I'm happy he beat him though, even though I said what I said about him.
What you say?
I didn't want
What
to
you
see
say about him? What was your going into this?
No.
And you seen social media saying what they were saying, and also let me point out that some of the stuff that they were saying on social media never even hit the trial, so it could have been just lies, right? Because why would the prosecutors not use this information? So what was you saying?
It wasn't about a lot of stuff they were saying on the internet. I was saying more that I always wondered why he was I was saying, besides this stuff with Cassie and all of that, I didn't really know about that. What I didn't like about Puffy is that a lot of his artists complained that he was giving them shitty contracts. That's what I was saying. And how could he end up paying Sting and certain people money, but you not appreciating the artists that you've worked with for years?
You getting a bad contract don't make you a bad man, because at the end of the day, we all have the right for counsel. You know what I'm saying? So you give me a contract and I want to sign to your record label, I have the right to go. Like, that's clear. That's been clear since the 80s. Like, go take it to your lawyer, fam. We hear about these old stories. Yeah, I had went to my lawyer. Some of these lawyers was in cahoots with the record label. Now, I think that you shouldn't blame Puffy. You would blame the lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Giving you a fucked up deal.
Some of them don't even have lawyers, I don't believe. They don't even know nothing about it. They just hungry and know what they want.
So
and like, nobody's there to school them.
That's true.
But a quick meal is good too, though. If you just need to eat right now.
Yeah, if you want to eat right now, that's true what you're saying. But also, think about this, right? If somebody got a good lawsuit and they go to an attorney, and the attorney feel that lawsuit is going to yield, and they put a percentage on it, no money up front, what's the difference if you're an artist and they got a $1 million contract for you, and you go to a lawyer and say, look, I don't got no money to pay you right now, but as soon as this is signed, as long as it's sealed and delivered and it's in the right order, shit, you my lawyer. You don't think people can do that?
Hey, Chuck, can I say something?
Go ahead.
Right. It's like going to a car dealership, right? You buy this car and the interest rate is crazy, and when it's all said and done, you pay for this car 3 times, right? Nobody goes to the dealers and say, hey, you jerking me, man. You selling me a limb. None of that, right? You take the car, you drive it till, because it's compatible at that time. The same thing with the contract. They provided a contract, to stay in the contract. You got the option to get a lawyer or not.
Right.
You know what? G. Dep said the same thing about the contract. He said, yo, he ain't jerk me, man. Actually, I went and I got a lawyer. You know, and I like what happened. That's why he stuck by it. He was smarter. He had enough wit to go and get himself a lawyer.
I just think because he's black, man. I think he's a black man, and people tend to be jealous of to see a black man successful and not to be able to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's what it is.
I mean, there's no telling how much money he had and how powerful they felt he was. Like, if he was going to start something and do something, and they didn't like it, and they stepped in and they pulled it. So I agree with you on that, City. I do. I just think not only Puffy, a lot of people play a part in dealing with people and not really giving them what they are really worth. And that is something that needs to be addressed, and it needs to be stopped.
But your worth is based on your work. Like, if you don't have to work ethic and you don't have the talent to do it, if he's investing enough, even printing up a fucking contract for you, that's on you. All this personal shit, I get it. What he did with his artists, but guess what? There's a few artists that Mary's good, right?
Right.
He pulled away from him, then went back though.
Yeah, Mary. She was under. He was doing
She did
production
business
and
with him, but I
producing.
don't know if she was really his artist.
No, she was doing.
If he was that much of a fucked up person, you know, she probably wouldn't be around him.
Well, not even
Right?
that. Not
She
even
could
that
break away
though.
from that.
Because even
but she was an artist, but he played the hand in her career several times. But that's not even neither here or there, right? It's just that, like you said, you want to know your worth, right? So if I'm coming to somebody and somebody offer me a $10,000, $20,000 contract, if I'm worth that, I'm worth more. Like look at Master P, right? Master P, they offer him $1 million. He said if they offer me $1 million, I know they making $100 million off me. So I'm not taking that $1 million, right? There's some people that use wisdom and common sense, right? So you know what I mean? People don't want to praise him, but you want to afford Diddy, right? Nah, you can't. It's like you can't, right? It's because some people is presented with the same type of opportunities, and some people do things different.
I'm not just faulting him. I'm talking about anybody that handles it like that, and there's a
I'm
lot
talking
of
about
them
in
out
business in
there.
general.
Yeah, it's a lot of people out there like that.
But didn't Fox say, what about Geffen? What about Jimmy Iovine? What about Leah Cohen and them? Like, why are they not getting that same kind of scrutiny from people?
Right.
It's only the people that kind of might resemble Diddy that are giving this kind of pushback.
But those names you just named were getting pushback. It's been documented through music documentaries where artists complain about those names.
But what happens now? So okay, but we'll get it. But you know what? They got the power to suppress a lot of shit. Puff ain't had the power to suppress nothing, and everybody jump on his back. You know, especially the people that's supposed to be holding him down. Now everybody, you know, trying to take a shit on him.
That's because a lot of people don't like Diddy.
Nigga, yeah, and if you don't like him, you don't like him for whatever reason. Why? Contract went bad. You don't like what he did with his artists. That's on you. That's a personal
I don't
thing.
dislike him. I'm not emotionally invested. Right. Just what I'm saying is that I don't agree with what he did to Cassie, so I'm not going to say a man should hit a woman. But I don't think that Cassie and a lot of those people that participated, I don't think that they are innocent. Oh, she wouldn't have went for immunity and got $30 million richer. Now, Cassie thinks she could get away with it, but down the line, whatever happened with people complaining, she could get sued too and end up out of her money. So it's what I don't really want to get into his personal life. No, he should not have kicked her, but they're going to use that video to turn everybody against him. And that's what they did. That is what they did.
If he did, then he would be guilty on all of the acts, right? You could persuade the jury.
Honestly, no, because the way he kicked her was wrong, but that was like 20 years ago. The statute of limitations been met. They can't try him for that. He didn't get charged with that. So
let me ask you though, Queen,
like for kicking her.
How didn't even call the cops for that.
I know you.
No,
hey,
he
Queen.
didn't.
Got a problem now.
Hey, Queen, I know you do hair,
because
right?
When a lot of whatever it was, I don't think this was really about Cassie and him. I don't think that they cared about Cassie. It's something with the coins that was produced, and I believe that just like when Bill Cosby got in trouble, I think he was about to start his own network or something, and they felt like he was too powerful, so they did that to him. The
they
same
said
thing
they
with
found all under Bill Crosby house.
Right, it did a lot of stuff. So with Puffy, what I'm saying is I don't know what he was about to start, but I believe that he had got too big, and that's why they stepped in and did what they did. To depreciate his value, to tarnish his brand, to turn people against him. Cassie cannot charge him. They cannot charge him for what he didn't. It was wrong. And I know anybody, if you saw that was your family or anybody, you would be very upset. But they cannot charge him for that.
Hey, Queen, but let me ask you though. Let me ask you,
plus, I believe that he probably gave her tons
Queen,
of money.
let me ask you though. Let me ask you this, like. You were a hairstylist, you know what I'm saying? You own a salon.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the women that has been coming through your salon, has this topic been brung up, and what was they saying?
They said that when it comes to what they do in the Diddy, when it comes to anybody that does something like that, they don't treat everybody the same way. The way that they're doing Diddy, like I said, with Hugh Hefner, Elvis Presley, anybody else that's done stuff, they don't really charge them and treat them like they do our men. That's what a lot of women felt like. And they also was wondering, why did the hotel, they hid the evidence. it was a lot of witnesses there. Nobody. Still, he goes live every day talking about stuff, and he was an officer of the court. Isn't he supposed to be? And he still all of that stuff that's illegal. Why he ain't do nothing about it? Why is he waiting until now to go clout chasing? My clients felt like this whole Diddy thing, people was going to get rich off of it. The bloggers talking about it, the news people talking about it, there's documentaries all over different apps talking about it. So people was able to capitalize off of them, acting like they was going to tear him down. And a lot of my clients thought that he wasn't going to do no time, that they was just trying to make him suffer and break him during his trial. And a lot of them did not feel like Cassie was innocent.
Remember one thing, he ain't open his mouth.
No, he didn't open his mouth, but I don't like what Cassie. Cassie, she's not so much of a victim. Plus, she got granted immunity, so they can't charge her with nothing, and then she got $30 million richer.
You think $30 million? I say, you know what? Even if she didn't sue and Diddy had it, and he didn't want to fuck with her no more. If you've been dealing with somebody for 11 years, you know, carrying all kinds of shit, they should leave. That's a severance pay. Like, bye. All right. Do you think? You good?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it should have been.
But in order for her to get granted immunity, she had to do something too, or she would have got charged. So she's not that innocent. She's not.
Fact.
First of all, this is why Diddy can. So she's not innocent because she was the one paying for prostitutes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how can Diddy go to jail for transporting for the purpose of prostitution if you didn't even charge a prostitute?
Okay.
Yeah, charge one. That way it'll stick. But I just think they fucked up. And if they try some shit, if the appeal was gonna work, I hope he sues them motherfuckers and get all the money he get. Fuck them.
It ain't gonna be no lawsuits though. He ain't gonna have no grounds to sue. He could sue, like you talking about the individuals, like go back and sue Cassie.
I'm talking about the feds. Period.
No, he can't sue the feds.
Why you can't sue the feds?
Because they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? They took him through due process.
But they didn't have probable cause. There was no probable cause for Rico.
Yeah,
he probably could sue the feds if he knows some more.
The only reason why he can't sue the feds because he got found guilty on these 2 counts.
Yeah, like
but
so it wasn't like
guilty,
it like
so
the case was crazy, but the case was crazy.
They overruled.
Yeah, they just overruled them. It's kind of like the you know, I go into the and I talked to Tommy Walker. We'll have him on in a couple of hours as well. But in regards to the Tory Lanez situation, now Tory Lanez go back and go to trial again, and he go get retried, and then he's found not guilty and all that, right? He go on no appeal. It's a chance that he could sue him. You know what I'm saying? This is an entertainer. This is somebody who probably made shit, let's just say 10 million a year. You know what I'm saying? So he been in jail for how long? It's probable cause for him to sue. But if they give Tory Lanez a pardon, that means that they're not holding any liability. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different the way they play this game, bro, because they think about these things too. Because a person like Diddy, bro, that can fuck up the city of New York, bro. Well, the state of New York, rather. Not the city, but the state of New York. You know what I'm saying? All the money that he would get in return, like even though it's feds, but bro, the state of New York could be involved in it as well. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about crippling the state, crippling the feds. Like we hear about the feds, they having unlimited money and all that, bro. But everybody got a budget. Everybody got a budget. The feds budget open up just like the government budget opens up the third and fourth quarter. They start saying, "Oh, we don't got no money for this. We don't got no money for that." Then here come the third and fourth quarter. They like, "Yeah, spend it. If you don't spend it, we not gonna get it next year." You know what I'm saying? So I think that's off the table when it comes to him suing. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. Right. We gonna ask Tommy Walker later about it though. You know what I'm saying? Tommy Walker, he beat the feds. He gave him back a life sentence. You know, so he did 20-some years. He ain't free guys like we notable guys that we know, like Prince from the Supreme Team, Guy Fisher. You know, so he working on X Xavier Williams from the BX. He working on Calvin from DC. You know what I'm saying? He working on numerous people. You know what I'm saying? Domo. You know what I'm saying? Like he working on a lot of people right now. He ain't freed over 1,000 people. So I would think that he would know in a sense of what's going on with that. If it is a chance that he could sue him. So I definitely want you there, and I want you to ask that question because I'm curious too.
Right, you just wasted this man's time on some bullshit charges, and you're dragging him, and you're using some shit like Quinn said. You using footage that's not even relevant to the case.
Yeah, they said when they was talking
to
Kid Cudi, they talking about him blowing up Kid Cudi car and all that. That's what they playing. The hotel footage.
Right.
They talking about him buying drugs with the fucking mule or whatever, so-called mule, right? Who's been actually he's saying that he's a mule and they try to paint him out as a good guy. Okay, I get that. Paint him out as a good guy. But at the end of the day, this guy had called charges prior to this case. So was he that good? You know what I'm saying? Was he that good? He called charges prior to this case on drugs.
So he was good enough for them to use him. That's all that was.
Yeah, white guy.
That's how good.
Criminal in his community, like far as he got college. He went to a nice college.
Syracuse
I forgot.
University.
Yeah, Syracuse University. You know what I'm saying? So they try to paint him out. Man, they try to paint it.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Yo, we got Stan G in the building.
Oh my. You already know.
Yo, Stan G.
Diddy was gonna come home. I told y'all Diddy was gonna come home. Man.
Oh yeah, hey Stan G, let me ask you this, right? Y'all went live on this yet on Pop Austin?
Oh, you already know, man. We all on it.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. So tell me though, bro, like when it comes to this whole Diddy situation, I know you were saying that I give you credit for that. You were saying he was gonna come home and some of the shit was, fugazi, whatever, right? Fake charges and all this, pumped up charges, right? But now everything get played out in court and we got the outcome. Like, what's your opinion on it now, bro? Because right now it's a chance that he can get out. It's actually 5 o'clock now. So what are they saying? Any updates?
They're about to do it. Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm looking right now.
Okay,
so he's gonna walk out the door right now.
It's a chance. It's a chance if the judge give him a bond until sentencing. Sentencing might be into November.
They're waiting the bail hearing decision right now.
Yeah.
On Fox.
So what do you think about this, Stan G? You think that this is, they try to get a black man, they try to get a man himself, fuck a black man, they try to get a man himself that's prominent, rich, getting to the money, having his way. Because that's the problem. He was having his way.
Exactly. And that's why they did him like they did him. Then they spanked him and put him back out here. Now they saying walk a straight line, son. Boy, walk a straight line. That's what they really want to do in the game right now. But at the same time, though, didn't understand what they trying to do, and that's why he called out. He was like, "Yeah, they think it's a game." So he telling these other folks, "Y'all better walk a straight line too." But I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Now they're on the way home. Now there's gonna be a whole lot of stuff going on. Yeah, he's gonna shake a lot of stuff up under the table though, for a lot of folks that support him. Then watch how big the support can get. Oh my!
So you saying that you think that the support gonna get bigger?
Oh, it's pistol. Everybody gonna act like they will ride with Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy. You should have been at the Kim Porter funeral. Man, no folks.
Oh yeah, Stan G, you was there at the Kim Porter funeral. I seen the pictures.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And Usher, you know what I'm talking about, was trying to come to get in that main van around this time. But at the same time, though, everybody finna go Diddy crazy now. I knew he ain't do nothing. He ain't never did. But I was saying all this, no Diddy and all this other stuff. But now they finna get right back on Diddy juice. Watch this.
It's crazy. Do you blame him?
Oh, yeah, I blame him because at the same time, man, come up in your own shape, form, and fast. If you gonna knock a player while he down, man, keep that same energy because I'm gonna keep that same energy. Diddy a Scorpio, just like Stan G. He gonna keep that energy. He gonna remember everybody who played with him. He gonna say, you know what? I got you. He might not say it out open, but he got it back in his mind. A lot of folks better watch out for their mind right now. Yeah, so.
I think the same thing.
I think he's gonna go at Gene Deal.
Oh my!
Gene Deal, bro, he not going to no Gene Deal, Jacob. I'm gonna tell you why. because Gene Deal been putting out these accusations, the same accusations he's putting out through the case for up 10 years, and he never paid him no attention, never gave him no never mind. You know what I'm saying? Gene Deal, honestly, you know what I'm saying? I think Gene Deal, I think he got some stories that might be relevant, that might be true, but some of the things I think it's entertainment business, man. It's over for the theatrics.
I didn't believe everything. Let me tell you why, and I don't have no dog in the fight. I don't have no problem with Gene Deal. As a probation officer, it's not like they're rich. They have a lot of people to keep up with and stuff like that. So I don't see how he was at all them different places that he said. I don't mean to call him a liar, but I don't believe everything he said. I know you say it's entertainment, but it seemed like a lot of lying to me and clout chasing for views.
No, for sure.
Because as a probation officer, they be busy. And they don't have, I don't know him to have time like that where he was like this top security guard making all that money where he was not able to work like that.
Right.
So I don't believe all them stories.
Go with Diddy.
I don't think they hired him like that. I don't think he got that many hours with security like that.
But you know what's so crazy to me, right? What bothers my mind, right? Because a lot of these dudes is fathers, got daughters, sons, whatever, right? And or husbands or whatever. Y'all alleging all these crime happen, right? Under y'all watch. Like, where y'all integrity, y'all morals at when it comes to this, right? So everything was okay, cool when y'all was getting a check. But now when y'all no longer getting a check, now y'all want to speak about it. I don't respect that. To me, I don't want to hear that. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't tell me in the time you was there and you didn't stand and you didn't quit or you didn't lose your job, if you wasn't willing to do none of that, don't talk about it no more. Because other than that, now you're cloud chasing.
It is.
This nigga make a living off of talking about Diddy. Gene Deal make a living off of this talking about Diddy.
When
That's
what's the
crazy.
name passed away, he jumped on it, Alpo. He ain't no Alpo like that. He jumped on the internet like he knew him and like, come on, I don't believe everything he say. And I don't have nothing against him, but I've been peeped it. I've been peeped it and he for me, I didn't really feel him. He even went up to the Diddy trial and he looked like a bum in that jersey.
The thing about Gene Deal, he's supposed to have a persona of a street nigga also, where he a CEO.
No. Don't say that. No, bro. No. Hell no, bro. Hell no, bro. So no, listen, bro. Like, bro, hold on, bro. That's what he could. He could do that all he want, right? I got family members who COs, who shares, who work in the Cook County jail. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, I got even a family member that's FBI. You know what I'm saying? But listen to this though, right? My family member, bro, when we come to family functions and shit, niggas heavily smoking weed and shit, they be telling our older aunties and they be telling our older people, man, mute this nigga up, man. They be telling our older people to basically like, yo, I'm not gonna be here no more if they here doing all these activities. You know why? Because they took an oath, bro. That oath means something to them. So I can honor that. You know what I'm saying? I can honor that. Hey, Cuzzo took an oath with the United States government to uphold certain things and shit, right? I can take, bro, that's real to me. The fake shit is a motherfucker pretending to be all this and not. That's like somebody becoming a gang member. Some gangs, you know what I'm saying? You got to take oaths and shit, right? And you going something outside of the box. And you doing things that don't coincide with what they got going on, bro. You're not going to be considered real, bro. You're going to be considered fake. So the same thing applies for them. I don't give a fuck if they're an officer or not. When Gene Deal took that damn oath, he might not be a police officer, but he's an officer of the court. He's supposed to uphold the law, bro. So he's seeing all these different activities take place when it comes to Diddy doing this, Diddy doing that. That you seen it? That's my first question. You seen it? How did you know? Is that hearsay? No, I seen it. I seen it with my own eyes. So why the fuck you didn't do nothing? If you didn't do nothing, I don't want to hear it. Then another thing, this is what I don't like about these type of guys, right? They got other police officers. They got other probation officers. They got other people. Tell us these stories, bro. How crooked you motherfuckers is. We tired of seeing these gangsters on TV or these so-called moguls, Suge Knight, Diddy. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on. We tired of seeing these moguls, y'all saying this and this about them. But what about these crooked ass cops who took the payment, bro? Why did he take the payment? Was it because his kid was on life support, or was his kid had cancer and they ain't have enough fucking money to pay for the insurance? I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know
motivated
what motivated you.
Something.
Because why did you go against your oath? But they ain't going to talk about that. They going to push all that shit towards the black community, hip-hop community, black and brown, right? And make it some sort of destruction. That's all I'm saying. Like, make it make sense to me. Like, I'm sure I think outside the box. I'm sorry, y'all. That's probably why I got this YouTube channel, because I like to think outside the box. And my thinking outside the box bring people to come and they want to holler at me. They want to give me their points of views. And sometimes their points of views might be right.
Oh, my.
Might correct me. You know what I'm saying? But, man, make it make sense, though, bro. Let me play some of this.
I just saw it as a humiliation. Oh, go ahead.
Keep that thought.
He ain't deal with getting that money. That's why he ain't say nothing.
Hold on, keep that thought. Let me play a little bit.
You could do whatever it is that you want.
Yeah, they just denied his bond, y'all.
Mark Agnifilo stood up.
What? They denied his bond.
They denied his bond?
Yeah, they just denied it.
Oh shit, let me update the
I
title.
told you he wasn't gonna get no bond.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they just denied it.
Bail denied.
Yeah. That's crazy.
They're gonna always deny the first gun in a situation like this. But he been out there gun though. So they just making everything.
This is the fourth time they denied it.
They're gonna shake things up right
No,
now.
that's because he had the top charges. But now they're going to deny it now because they don't want him to get two wins in a day. You crazy?
Exactly.
Yeah, Diddy verdict, bail denied. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. So it must be a lot of people right now going live because I see my viewers dropping. But let's go, man. Let's talk this, man. Diddy bond denied. Why would they deny his bond? We talked about it earlier, right? Before we went live. Now, one of the reasons they could have denied his bond in the past because of these serious charges. Now he only got transportation and engaging in prostitution, right? So what is these charges got to do with why he can't come home?
Hey, yo, they might be trying to squeeze him for information. You never know, man.
Why? Ain't no information you can squeeze him for at this point. It's over with.
Because they tried to act like he escaped. Remember, they act like he was going to try to escape, and they found a tunnel, and he was getting ready. You know, that might be one of the.
That's a lie. That's what
they tried to flee the country and all of that. I don't know if all of that. I had a hard time believing some of that, but I didn't say nothing because you know how the blogs go crazy.
But I don't ask the question.
Go ahead.
Chuck, can you do me a favor? Look up what's called the Mann Act and read that.
That's what Jack Johnson got.
That's what they're trying to apply to him. Is the Mann Act? Look that up. The Mann Act, federal law, whatever. Look that up real fast.
Jack Johnson was the first one charged with that.
You said that law was passed.
Charged with that.
That law was passed in 1910. Prohibits the interstate or foreign transportation of individuals of sex. It has times been used as a tool for political prosecution. So this case is deeper than we think. They talking about political prosecution. Sean Combs on Wednesday was cleared of some of the most serious charges against him: racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking, but still faces sentencing of 2 counts, transportation for prostitution under the Mann Act. The mixed verdict is seen as a victory for Mr. Combs, who was forced a possible life sentence. Had he been convicted of any other counts, he could be sentenced up to 20 years in prison. Hey, y'all got to mute this nigga Jacob, bro, on some real shit. This nigga keep leaving his mic open. His shit is, I'm pretty sure y'all hear it. He could be sentenced up to 20 years in prison. Go ahead.
I was going to say, so what it says under the term Mann Act, right, refers to a 1910 U.S. law, officially the White Slave Traffic Act, that prohibits the transportation of individuals across state lines for immoral purposes, primarily focusing on prostitution and sexual activity. The law has been controversial due to its broad wording and historical use to target individuals engaged in consensual sexual relationships, particularly those involving interracial couples. So look at the origin.
Wow.
So now let's bring it back, right? Look up the origin of the Mann Act.
Wow.
So that's where the term white slavery came from, huh?
Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah, he ain't out the woods yet, bro.
I mean, I actually thought they was gonna let him go.
They should have.
I said that. The fucking judge, the boot liquor, he's not going.
First of all, because he ain't let him go, the judge might be done anyway. He said he moved to the bench.
It's a felony. Yeah, but they can bring it. That's a felony, but, you know.
And they saying sentencing gonna be in October. He about to do his PSI.
So it's,
you see, he about to do his PSI.
PSI gonna come back quick. He don't got no record
in about a week.
Damn, October, my nigga.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm looking at it right now, and they said he going to sentencing in October.
Yeah, 90 days from now.
Yep.
That's crazy. Like how the motherfucker, like they couldn't give him no bail, man. That to me that
they doing that because they want him to sit in there for a year. Once they that year, he coming home.
Yeah. October, he had what, 13 months in.
Sentencing, he coming home and sentence for what?
And then either side will try to argue, come sentencing, that there are either aggravating circumstances, the government will oppose those to go higher, or mitigating circumstances to go lower, and that's where we'll find a sentence. And of course, the potential of what's called victim impact statements, people who will testify or give testimony about the sentencing of Sean Combs.
Brian Buckmeyer, thank you. I want to go back to Aaron Katursky. Aaron, we know that sentencing hearing scheduled for the fall. Sean Diddy Combs has already been in custody for about 9 months now, and he's also facing dozens of civil lawsuits. What more does he have ahead of him before that hearing? We know, I think it's on October 3rd.
October 3rd at 10 a.m. is when Sean Combs is going to be sentenced for his conviction on 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prostitution. Each of those counts carries a maximum penalty of up to 10 years. And so prosecutors pointed out in their letter to the judge, his total exposure is 20 years in prison. And the judge today, Whit, said that Combs's propensity for violence was starkly depicted on that 2016 hotel security camera footage that may well factor into the judge's sentencing decisions. In the meantime, Sean Combs will continue to be incarcerated at MDC in Brooklyn, the federal jail in Brooklyn, where he's been since his arrest. This is at least the 3rd, possibly even the 4th time that bail has been denied. and he will have to fight those civil lawsuits, at least at the outset, from behind bars. With
Aaron Katursky, thank you, and the entire team. Again, the judge denying Sean Combs bail following that split verdict earlier today when the jury acquitted him of the most serious charges of racketeering and conspiracy and sex trafficking. But the jury did find him guilty on those 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. We're going to return you in just a moment here to regular programming. Our coverage does continue on ABC News Live and abcnews.com. Also, a programming note, an ABC News special report, Verdict, the Diddy trial, airs tonight at 10 Eastern right here. And then I'll be back with our entire team for a full wrap-up on considered a huge win for Combs, who is facing the possibility of life in prison. He's been behind bars since his arrest in September. Let's get right to ABC's chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky. And Aaron, we know that the defense was hoping that Combs would be able to leave the courtroom and go back to his family today. And earlier, he even said to his family there that I'm coming home. But it turns out that that is not the case. What are you learning from what happened in this hearing late today?
Sean Combs entered court just a moment ago, looking upbeat. He greeted his family, who crammed into the gallery, all in one bench, his mother, sons, twin daughters. And I think he was anticipating that he would be released following the mixed verdict, especially the acquittal on all of the violent crimes. But the judge immediately sat down at the bench, started reading his decision, saying bail is denied. He would not be released prior to sentencing, because the judge said his incarceration is required based on what he was convicted of, transportation for the purposes of prostitution. The judge said the defense did not make any successful arguments to say that that expectation should be overridden.
All right, Aaron Katursky, thank you. Stand by for us a moment. You're taking a look at some of these live images from our WABC New York chopper camera here. You can see the crowd gathering outside the courthouse. A lot of people were hoping, people who were waiting there outside the courtroom, to be able to get a glimpse of Sean Diddy Combs as he was released. But again, that news coming down that he will not be released on bail for now. Let's bring in ABC News legal contributor Bernarda Villalona. And Bernarda, we know that this case was not technically about domestic violence. At least those were not the charges against Combs. But of course, there was that now infamous video from the hotel surveillance that showed him physically assaulting Cassie Ventura. Is it possible that any of that evidence came down to what the judge was considering in terms of his release back to the public on bail?
100%, absolutely. You have to think that this judge is in a unique position, that he heard all of the testimony, all of the evidence that was provided through this 7-week trial. He also knows of evidence that wasn't submitted before this jury. So he took into account what he actually heard. He took into account that it's no longer that Sean Combs is accused of transportation to engage in prostitution, but now that he has been convicted by a jury of his peers. He took into account that his ability to flee and not return for sentencing, as well as that he's a danger to the community and also to victims. Remember that Cassie Ventura's attorney, Doug Wigdor, submitted a letter to this court requesting that Sean Combs remains in custody because he is a danger to society. So taking all of that into account, in addition to what his potential sentence would be, does give us a cue into what he will actually sentence him to. While it's a mandatory of 10 years on each of these counts, there is a sentencing crime guidelines, and the prosecution is claiming that it's about 51 months to 63 months, while the defense is saying 21 months to 27 months, and Sean Combs has only been in custody for 10 months.
Bernarda, thank you. We are just getting this information from the U.S. District Judge here, citing Combs' domestic violence as part of that justification for his continued detention. He called it a propensity for violence. This is also a quote here, the judge saying it is impossible for the defendant to demonstrate that he poses no danger to the community. Again, that as part of this decision not to grant him bail, to deny bail to Sean Diddy Combs. I want to go to our ABC News legal contributor, Brian Buckmeyer. Brian, you've been watching this case very closely. You've been inside the courtroom at times. So now that bail has been denied, Brian, what are the next steps?
So the next steps will be sentencing. And between today and whatever the sentencing date is, and we're waiting to hear what that is, Sean Combs will be visited by someone from the probation department. And they'll they'll interview him, speak with Sean Combs, family members, anyone else that they may be directed to, and they'll create what's called a PSI, or pre-sentencing investigation. That information will be given to both the attorneys as well as the judge, and will help guide them in terms of a sentencing. Now, Bernardo had pointed out the sentencing guidelines that both parties have put forward. The defense saying that the sentence should be anywhere from 21 to 27 months, the government saying anywhere from 51 to 63 months, but that PSI will provide what they believe the sentencing guidelines will be, and then either side will try to argue, come sentencing, that there are either aggravating circumstances, the government will oppose those to go higher, or mitigating circumstances to go lower, and that's where we'll find a sentence. And of course, the potential of what's called victim impact statements, people who will testify or give testimony about the sentencing of Sean Combs.
Brian Buckmeyer, thank you. I want to go back to
Damn,
Aaron
I forgot
Katursky.
about the
Aaron, we know
victim
that
impact
sentencing
statements.
hearing-
I forgot about the victim impact statements. That shit gonna mean something, bro.
Hey,
So
yo, listen,
the
bro.
guidelines is the guidelines, but when you add the victim impact statements, bro, that shit can, you know what I'm
Motherfuckers
saying?
ain't even no real victims, my nigga.
I know.
But that's not even the guidelines, because, you know, underneath the sex trafficking law and underneath the transportation of prostitution, there is no, well, I'm going to say specifically transportation of prostitutes. There's no, how do you say it? There's no federal law that automatically prohibits bail for that charge. So that's bullshit. Again, this just goes all the way back to the Mann Act. You know, can I read something to y'all real quick?
Go ahead.
The Mann Act was premised on the belief that all those who were employed in the sex trade were not employed willingly and instead were enslaved. Remarkably, although the intent of the Mann Act was punished only those who recruited prostitutes and transported them across states, the Supreme Court affirmed that the prosecution of people who were customers of prostitutes, willing sex workers who did not have any coercive measures taken to keep them in the sex trade, and even people who took their mistresses across state lines to have affairs. Technically, this conduct may still be prosecuted under the Mann Act because adultery is still a crime in some states.
Wow.
So the Mann Act is it's very broad. It's kind of like a umbrella for all the degenerate shit, for all the everything you can think of, transporting, collecting the money, sending them out, picking them up, everything that you can think of that goes on in that type of circle. The Mann Act is the umbrella for that. So that's why they're holding him. I would encourage y'all to look at that. I'm going to post something in the chat and you could just read it. Take a look at the origin where it started. It started when women didn't have no damn rights. Okay? It started there. So take a look at what I put it in the chat and just
that shows why Cassie was given immunity, because she's a participant of that Mann Act, or that what you call breaking the law of prostitution, because she was paying, you know what I'm saying, for the prostitution. So that's why they
But you know, I think I feel like, and I said it when I saw the letter from Cassie's lawyer, right? I felt like that lawyer, right, because this whole case stems from Cassie, right? And the lawyer is saying Cassie is scared. She want him to get denied bail, right? So she's considered the victim. The judge, he denied a bail because of that video he was never for. That happened 11 years ago, right? 11 years ago, he denied the bail for something that happened 11 years ago. That's crazy. But I think that Cassie's the reason why he's in jail right now.
Yeah, they're using Cassie as a tool to get back at him.
Yeah.
So
Cassie worked for somebody, bro. I'm telling you, man. If somebody's controlling Cassie's situation right now, she's being a pawn.
The power against the nigga is using her as a tool as a pawn to go against them. Because
I agree.
Eventually, it showed that the motherfuckers are using her as evidence to, you know what I'm saying, to hold them back from being bailed or being released. So
because we looking at it for Cassie. We're looking at Cassie got $10 million plus $20 million, right? That's not the even account. You know how much money she gonna get for her book deal? She gonna get at least damn near 8 figures for the book deal.
And then what was that with them attacking his children, like the son saying they are part of this and all of that? I mean, what was up with all of that? I didn't understand this part either.
Those are civil lawsuits.
Oh, okay.
Other civil lawsuits that other people are coming forward saying, you know what I mean?
No, they try to really tear into their pockets and tear them down. But that's why I say, what was Diddy about to start or do for them to do this? It had to be something.
I mean, supposedly he was supposed to start a political party. That's what I heard from Dr. Umar.
Okay.
Then also, my main thing is the whole liquor shit. Fuck what he about to start. It's the fucking liquor shit. He took him to trial. He won against the motherfuckers, and they're like, "Oh, word? All right. You got that. You feel me? But that's what it is. Not what he's about to start. It's who he went against, and he bit the hand. They was paying him millions, and then he went to court and sued him, and he got millions upon millions. So they're like, all right, you got that. We got stuff for you. You win that round. So basically, it's not what he about to start. He bit the hand that fed him, and you know what I'm saying. And they're taking him for that. That's what.
Okay.
Like, come on. Like, he's not no political leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he was about the black people, he wouldn't go against Tupac. You know what I'm saying? If he was really socially conscious and all this other shit. Like, come on, my nigga. I mean, you just bit the hand that fed you, and they spanking you, and they make an example out of you. And other corporations and people who intertwine with that shit. What happened?
Yeah, but the DA said they pushing for what 5 years, 5 years or something like that, right? And his lawyer saying it's like 2 years. So the judge is going to meet. It might be what Wax said, 3 and 3. You know what I'm saying? The judge gonna go in the middle. He might not give him what the DA want, and he might not give him what the
it's called
next one. He's gonna meet them in the middle with that.
Let's see what he's talking. Let's see what he's talking about. Like, so y'all mentioned this political party. Let's see what he's talking about. Let's play it.
Black party. Okay. It's time for us to have our own black political party, unapologetically.
Hey, all those aside though, like I ain't trying to defend Diddy or nothing like that, but you seen that video when he was talking about black people getting together and doing something political or something like that?
Yeah.
That was some powerful shit he was talking about though.
So what? The boy Diddle.
I believe that because of that, they got
all that shit gonna surface.
Because right now, if you look at the debates, we're not even a part of the conversation. Not at all. We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started our black party with some young, fearless black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. Mm-hmm. This is the
keyword you already just said, right?
Money behind it. He had the fund.
I stepped up and put the money behind it. Let's keep playing.
Officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest threat and the only option that we have right now as far as making a change, taking our own self-responsibility and accountability to be educated and empowered with our vote. So what's the goal for our Black Party? Our Black Party's number one goal is to unify behind a Black agenda. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. You could be a part of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you could be an independent, but if you Black, you wasn't born Republican, you wasn't born Democrat, you wasn't born independent, you was born Black. Mm-hmm. And we have to seize our political power because it'll just be more the same, being pushed this way, being pushed that way, and we expecting a different result. Mm-hmm. But the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over the same way, expecting a different result, and it's not going to happen. So we have to change the tone. We got to start with us stepping up and really taking the responsibility and accountability to be a part of this political movement.
The hardest part of that is going to be getting other black people to buy into it.
This is not for all black people. You know what I'm saying? This is not for the scary ones. This is for the ones that want to move things forward and want to get to the smoke. A black person spends an average of like 5 hours on Instagram a day. If you could give Instagram that time, 15 minutes you could give to educating yourself. And our Black Party's that platform. So when we get down to the local elections, when we get down to the school board, we get down to the judges and the justices, that's so confusing for us. We've never played this game. This is another level of gangster. But I played this game before, you know? I started in 2004 with Vote or Die, and this is the evolution of that thought, of that empowerment, of that independence, of us taking self-accountability so we're not caught with our pants down like this election. Right now, we're not gonna get nothing. We caught with our pants down. We're not organized, we're not ready to really take this on. I went through the experience of politics. I played the game with the Democratic Party. The people that I went and campaigned for,
I was talking about, y'all.
After they got elected, I don't feel like they really did anything.
Remember I was talking about that earlier? How he was tied with the Democratic Party?
To change the reality of black people. Like I was blessed enough to find God come to me and tell me my purpose. And he told me my purpose is to play a part in saving the black race. The Vote or Die Diddy was about politics and, you know, trying to be supportive. And also, you know, they kind of guilt us in the votings, you know. But
they don't like no
as I evolved, I realized this is a business. This is a transaction. This is the closest thing to the streets than the streets that I've seen.
It's not like he didn't have a good side to him, but damn, he got on these drug binges and went crazy having orgies, bro, and all that shit catching up to him.
It ain't good to have orgies.
Drug-filled binge orgies, and then he's taking advantage of people what made it even worse, bro. You feel me?
Damn, bro. We gotta start talking
the
about
devil.
Diddy,
And
I know, bro.
You
It's like
gotta-
that's all this is. Every goddamn way you turn, bro. This shit is just ridiculous.
I ain't gonna release no more content about Diddy no more, bro.
I know, bro. It's starting to feel like goddamn, but this shit gonna go.
Damn, like, you know me, I don't even be like caring like that, but it's like, bro, there's so much different parties involved, bro. There's like more stuff, bro. Diddy,
This shit horrible, bro. It's horrible. It's horrible, bro.
I was at the Source of Words 2001, bro. I remember this nigga, like, it was crazy. I remember
Bro,
that song.
let me tell you some shit.
What?
Imagine hearing the kids in junior high talking about this shit on TikTok.
What,
kids, yes. That's how it's popular. So imagine
But,
like
you gotta
in
think,
a
like,
school.
everybody know Diddy, but them kids, and I think that's why it's so popular to us, because we got people that's 60 years old, 65 years old talking about this shit, bro. That's what make it so.
Well, Diddy 55.
This is the
57?
the biggest threat.
What y'all think about that, man? Y'all hearing that, man? Y'all hearing that? What Diddy was trying to do, man? So a lot of people like, what was he trying to do? Shit, you trying to do that?
That answers a lot.
It does. That and him going against Diego, that's not a good look for him.
It takes us back to the whole Bill Cosby thing and how they did him when he was trying to buy NBC. So
Right.
it's like they allow you to have power, but not too much power. When they feel like you're stepping out of line or like, nigga, you doing too much, let me show you something real quick. Then
Right.
that's what it's given. Like, nobody's fucking perfect. Everybody got feelings in their closets and demons that they fighting, but this was over excessive. And anybody who think that it wasn't, it crazy. How it all just happened so freaking fast. I've never seen somebody go to trial as fast as I've seen Diddy go to trial. Ever.
Right. It played out in front of us.
Agree.
Played out in front of us.
Yeah, they made that nigga an example, son. Like that shit is not cool. Like I'm not a big fan of Diddy. I never was, but even you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, they doing the brother dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like growing up, I was never a Diddy fan. To this day, I never bought a Ciroc or Sean John because I mean, growing up, I was a big Tupac Death Row fan. But my thing is, they treating a brother, they dragging him through the mud for no fucking reason. When you got fucking CEOs and white CEOs doing worse things and pedophilia,
Right.
and they're getting bailed, and the brother's not getting bailed, and for what? For having a freak off and paying for some dude to screw his woman? Like, come on, son, that shit is too much. It's too much.
I mean, what he did was unethical, but it wasn't for no Rico and this whole federal thing. It wasn't. I mean, if anything, they could have just told him to go to anger management. You know, I don't know if it was about this whole thing. This is one hell of a storyline.
And they trying to paint a picture of sex trafficking, like he got prostitutions, like you know what I'm saying? Like they play with words and paint a picture of your subconscious, like yo, that's not sex trafficking. The niggas pay for some dude to fuck his girl, like yo.
Y'all doing this with him. I wonder how much sex trafficking and human trafficking going on right now, and we being blindsided with this.
Exactly. You know what sex trafficking is? Kidnapping people and prostitution and sending them to this person, send them to that person, send them to that person. Like they trying to make the nigga as if he is some big old pimp. You know what I'm saying? He got
he could be in the movie Taken, like one of them type of. That's how they tried to paint him out to me.
Exactly. Like, come on, son. Yeah. But then you got the white dude from Abercrombie and Finch, who's fucking getting bailed, and the other CEOs getting bailed, but they don't even talk about that shit in the news.
Nope.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, son. As much as I don't like Diddy, come on, B. I ain't gonna be biased against the nigga though.
Right. It's not about an emotion. I'm not emotionally invested. So I'm not trying to see him down. It just looked like they got different laws for different races, different genders. And if it's somebody in the LGBT community, they got more rights than a female today in this country. So when it...
No, black females. Don't say females, black females.
Yeah. And then, you know, I hope it's a wake-up call to people that is against oppression. And I'm talking about anybody, black, white, Hispanic, whatever you consider yourself. If you're against oppression, it seemed like they felt like he was powerful enough to build and start something. That's why they did this to him. That's what it seems like. Because I didn't know he said that speech until you just played it, Doc. I didn't know about that at all.
Yeah, I heard about that shit, but I didn't really, because, you know, I heard it from Dr. Umar. You know, I don't take shit from him with a grain of salt because, you know, he flip-flops, but me hearing it today, I'm like, wow, like he really like stepping over the boundaries, and he should. For me, I'm thinking he should know better because you don't rub elbows with these political Democrats and all these political leaders.
He did, but he got to learn that they don't see you as their equal, and I hope everybody see that.
But
no matter how much money you make or whatever it is, you're not equal to them. They just got all up in his personal business. That's what they did.
But sis, you trying to make yourself as if you're a black messiah. Once he said, God told me to do this, oh, nah, nigga, you a black messiah? Oh, hell nah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's the number one rule. We don't want no black messiah unless we choose them. You know what I'm saying? Unless we create one, like Obama. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why they showed him kicking Cassie around like that. So, I mean, it was wrong. It was unethical. But another thing, Doc, what you asked me, what my client said, a lot of them wanted to know where was Cassie's parents, being that she was only 18 back then and he was 30-something. When all of this stuff going down and certain things happening, where was her family at to be her support team and tell her to date somebody her age? Or did they tell her to do it because of his status and they wanted a piece of the pie?
I mean, it's the old age case you know, but even in the Bible, motherfuckers, they kids for shekels and all this other shit. They daughters. I mean, it's about money and people like, oh, he got his status. He's a multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get into the music career, and he could catapult your career to, you know, to another level. So basically, a lot of these parents, same thing with R. Kelly. You know, a lot of these parents sell their kids for stardom. They live.
I mean, a lot of these couples that I look at, not being funny, Russell Simmons and Kimora, and he said he'd been seeing her when she was 16 or 17, and he waited till she was 18 to have sex, which I don't believe, but where was her parents? Not saying Russell Simmons is right, but where are these girls' parents at when these people come into play? I believe the parents want a piece of the pie and they allow it. When Jay-Z got with Beyonce, he was a big age older than her.
It goes back to the whole biblical Abrahamic religion mindset where, you know, older man that's successful financially, and he could take care of her and the family. So basically, they're like, okay, he's a successful artist. I mean, executive CEO, Russell Simmons, even Jay-Z, whatever. So niggas like, okay, you know, it's like hitting the lottery. Like, you know?
It is. I mean, I'm not knocking them because one thing Jay-Z and Beyonce did, they was a good power couple. They still are. They definitely are smart business people, and they seem like they make a good team. But I'm just saying, when a lot of these things are happening, the parents know, and evidently they're not stepping in and saying anything. But then you turn around later on in the end, and Cassie is this big victim now.
But my thing is, from my experience, it's not always that good to step in between somebody's relationship, especially abusive relationship, because the motherfuckers always go back. You go advise the person not to deal with that person, and they'll
Your parents could at least tell you to go rock with somebody closer to your age.
Yeah, but
they didn't because they saw the status of who he was, and nobody is not holding these parents accountable for anything.
Hey man, the almighty dollar, man.
Yeah, there's a financial gain to it.
Sometimes I say that the almighty dollar is people's god. Like, you know what I mean? Yo. You know why you pray to Jesus, bitch? You don't really pray to Jesus. You pray to that dollar. Your God is dollar, nigga. Because you know what I'm saying? Because people cast aside their morals and you know, morality over fucking finances.
We're not even a part of the conversation.
Not at all.
We're not a part of the conversation. We don't have any political power. We don't have any political leverage. And so we started our Black Party with some young, fearless Black activists, elected officials, and I've stepped up and put the money behind it. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest threat and the only option that we have right now as far as making a change, taking our own self-responsibility and accountability to be educated and empowered with our vote.
So what's the goal for our Black Party?
Our Black Party's number one goal is to unify behind a Black agenda. Mm-hmm. That's it. Mm-hmm. You could be a part of the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, you could be an independent, but if you're Black, you wasn't born Republican, you wasn't born Democrat, you wasn't born independent, you was born Black. Mm-hmm. And we have to seize our political power because it'll just be more the same, being pushed this way, being pushed that way, and we expecting a different result. Mm-hmm. But the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over the same way, expecting a different result, and it's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. So we have to change the tone. We got to start with us stepping up and really taking the responsibility and accountability to be a part of this political movement.
The hardest part of that is going to be getting other black people to buy into it.
This is not for all black people. You know what I'm saying? This is not for the scary ones. This is for the ones that want to move things forward and want to get to the smoke. A black person spends an average of like 5 hours on Instagram a day. If you could give Instagram that time, 15 minutes.
Away from the
15 minutes.
Republican when that's the
Hey, click the link up top, y'all. Hey, click that link up top.
The same bird with a two-headed
Hey,
bird.
y'all heard
Like,
me?
come on, B. Like,
Hey, y'all heard me? Click that link up top real quick. Click that link up top. We about to transfer the room. Click the link up top. Everybody click that link up top. If y'all on YouTube, come find me on Clubhouse, man. Big Chuck, man. Come find me, add me. Be in there, man. For sure. For shit show. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. And we out.
They were trying to expedite the sentencing hearing, and they're stating that they waived the defense is willing to